As the pandemic strains our healthcare system, these frontline workers continue to provide essential care, even as the world outside remains still.
Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Dr. Enrico LaGuardia and I'm an Italian nurse. If there is one major lesson the world learned recently, especially from the COVID pandemic, it's that we are not isolated. Our health is intimately tied to the health of the animals we live with and the environment we inhabit. Today we're talking about a concept that is changing how we view medicine and science: One Health. What exactly is One Health? According to the National Plan for Contrast of Antibiotic-Resistance, One Health is an integrated approach. It recognizes that different sectors must communicate and work together to improve public health outcomes. While this applies to many areas like food safety and zoonosis, today we are going to explore One Health through the lens of one of the biggest global threats we face: antimicrobial resistance. You might have heard of superbugs. Antibiotic resistance is actually a natural biological phenomenon. Microorganisms adapt to their environment and acquire the ability to survive drugs that are supposed to kill them. However, because of the excessive and improper use of antibiotics in humans, pets, and livestock, this process has accelerated dramatically. It has turned into a silent pandemic. The impact is huge. In Europe alone, it was estimated that in 2015 there were over 33,000 deaths caused by antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and the economic cost? A single infection by a multi-resistant bacterium can cost the healthcare system between 8,500 and 34,000 euros. This is where One Health comes in. We can't solve this just by looking at hospitals. We have to look at the big picture: humans, animals, and the environment. Let's break down these three pillars. First, the human sector. We consume a lot of antibiotics. In Italy, for example, consumption is higher than the European average. Often, these drugs are used inappropriately, like taking antibiotics for a viral infection, which doesn't work, or not for following the correct dosage. Then, there is the animal sector. This includes both food-producing animals and our pets. Did you know that over 70% of known human infectious diseases are zoonotics? That means they originate from animals. Historically, antibiotics were used heavily in farming. While sales have dropped significantly in recent years, decreasing by over 30% in some areas, there is still work to be done. The pressure from using antibiotics in livestock selects for resistant bacteria, which can be transmitted to humans through the food chain or direct contact. And don't forget our pets. Studies have shown that companion animals can carry multi-resistant pathogens, similar to those found in humans, creating a risk of transmission within our own homes. Now, let's talk about the third pillar, which is often the most neglected: the environment. According to the National Plan, the impact of human activities on spreading resistance in the environment is still not fully understood, but we know it's critical. Think about it. When we take antibiotics or when animals are treated, residues end up in wastewater and manure. Landfills and wastewater treatment plants become reservoirs for antibiotics and resistance genes. These residues contaminate the soil and water, creating a perfect breeding ground for superbugs. These resistant bacteria then re-enter the human and animal population. This completes the cycle. This is why we need a One Health approach. Monitoring just patients isn't enough. We have to monitor the water and the soil too. So, how do we fight this? The strategy outlined in 2022-2025 National Plan relies on integration. It involves distinct vertical pillars: human, animals, environmental, supported by horizontal actions like training, research, and communication. A key tool is integrated surveillance. We need to track resistant bacteria and antibiotic consumptions across all sectors simultaneously. We need to know which bugs are circulating in hospitals, on farms, and in our rivers. But the best way to stop resistance is to stop infections from happening in the first place. This means hygiene. Simple hand washing is crucial. Vaccinations. Vaccines prevent infections. If you don't get sick, you don't need antibiotics. This applies to both humans and animals. Biosecurity. Better management of farms to keep animals healthy without relying on drugs. So, One Health isn't just for scientists and governments. It involves everyone, and we are all stakeholders. Here is what you can do according to the national Italian guidelines. Only use antibiotics when prescribed by a doctor. Never use leftovers or share them. Follow hygiene rules like washing your hands to prevent infection. Dispose of medication properly. Don't throw old pills in the trash or toilet. They end up in the environment. For pet owners, follow your vet's instructions carefully to protect your pet and your family. The pandemic taught us that human, animal, and environmental health are intertwined strands of the same rope. By protecting one, we protect them all. That is the power of One Health. Thank you for watching, and if you want to learn more, check the links in the description. Stay healthy and see you next time.